también el enlace que tiene este programa con una iniciativa muy grande que habréis visto en la web de la UPM, que se llama EELISA. Cuando entráis en la web de la UPM, arriba podéis entrar en esta iniciativa. Y es que realmente nosotros ya formamos parte de esa gran universidad que es EELISA, con otros centros de Europa. Os lo comenta María Ángeles. Este comentario, María Ángeles, hablará en inglés para los que estén aquí de EELISA. Y nada, pues un placer y agradecer muchísimo a Silvia, Doglioni, Frederic, el equipo de la central que nos han guiado en este camino hasta poder estar aquí.
Thank you, Silvia. Thank you, Miguel. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to this first initiative that we are, as UPM, sharing, as Miguel said, with our ELISA European University mates. For those of you who haven't known about this, I will write you the webpage just in case you can want to take a look. Yes. Not Melissa, this correct. Okay, so there you have the webpage. ELISA stands for European Engineering, Learning, Innovation and Science Alliance, and is one of the few European universities that have been launched by European Commission. The main goal is to make of our 9 members of the Alliance, one single campus in which we can share the experience of learning. We can share the experience of participating into the sustainable transformation that is occurring right now in our societies. So this alliance is right now being launched. It's a long and medium and long-term activity and strategy. Is much more than a project, though there is a linked project through which European Commission is giving us some funds so we can launch the alliance. But as I told you, the alliance is strategic. And we start seeing the people from the FIU University in Erlangen, ITU University in Istanbul, and the universities in Italy, Paris, Bucharest. So we are starting to see them as our colleagues, our mates in the learning process and in the research process too. So nothing else from my side, but just recall this opportunity of this climate innovation leadership program is open to us as Universidad Politécnica of Madrid students and as ELISA members. So thank you. I think now is Silvia who is going to tell us about the program itself.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect, thank you.
Okay, great. I just want to understand, can you see the presentation in a proper way, or is it just like the PowerPoint?
Just the PowerPoint, you are not showing.
Okay, so like give me just 1 second. Let's see if it's going to work in a different way. It's always tricky when you have to present. It's never working. And now it's working, right?
Yeah,
I hope so.
perfect.
Great, thank you. Okay, so welcome everybody once again. So the idea of today's presentation is that I'm going to present you all the entire program. During the presentation, I will ask you to please raise your hand or turn on the microphone if you have any specific question. If you're not comfortable with that, you can just type your question in the chat and we can have a look at all the different questions at the end of the presentation. Please feel free to interrupt me if something is not clear or if I'm going too fast. And so here we go. So thanks for your interest for the Climate Innovation Leadership Program. As you have probably have seen, it's a program that is really focused on real life change activities and learning by doing activities. The CIL program, for those that are not do not know, is the evolution of the Master School program that received the EIT label since a while right now. And the Climate Innovation Leadership is more focused on the student. It's a student-centered program with the aim of empower university students from many different disciplines to become effective agents of change. By the end of the program, you will gain the ability to combine the climate insight with the new entrepreneurial and systemic innovation skills. And you will also become part of a big community spread around Europe. And the community is going to be focused mostly from the alumni for the old programs and from the alumni from the CIL program in particular. As you have probably seen in the website as well, we have a large community of partners that are involved in CIL for this year. In particular, here you can see more or less where we are spread around Europe. We have the University of Bologna as partner, as well as the Cyprus University of Technology, the Technical University of Delft, the Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, the Universidad Nova de Lisbona, Riga Technical University, the Sorbonne University in Paris, the Trinity College Dublin, and Utrecht University. All this university has collaborated and are still collaborating together to deliver the CIL program for this year, and most of them have also collaborate in the development of the program itself. The program that is composed of three main pillars, three main dimensions: the personal development path, the inspiration, and the experiential learning. Starting from that now, I'm going to provide you more details for each specific path. If you have a specific question on that, I'm going to interrupt at the end of each part so you can ask your question about the specific module that I'm going to present you. We're going to start with the personal development. So during the entire program, which is a one-year program, you will have the possibility as a participant to take part in 8 group of coaching sessions. We're going to have a group composed by students coming from all the different universities of all the different partners that I've showed to you. And we're going to have these small groups composed from 7 to 9 students per group that are going to be followed by a specific coach that is going to support you not only during the group coaching session, but also this coach is going to be available for you if you will need any individual support. The idea is that during this path, you will have the opportunity to strengthen and develop leadership skills. In particular, you will have a specific path that you will have to follow 4 times along the year to develop from 4 to 8 skills. The first 2 parts are going to be during the first part of the year. The third component and the third development of skills is going to be run within the Journey Summer School. And then there's going to be a 4th component, a 4th part at the end of the year. The aim actually for this specific module is to develop new leaders. So you are the new leaders for the future. And the idea is to provide you the ability to lead the systemic change and fight the climate change. I can see people that are still joining us. So I can take it.
So you just
yeah, thank you. So I don't know if you have specific question right now about this specific module. If not, I will keep presenting and then we can have the Q&A session at the end. Please, in the meanwhile, if you want to add your questions in the chat, feel free to type there. The second component is the inspiration module, the inspirational dimension. This is composed of 2 main parts. The first one are the Spark lectures and the second one on the complementary course. For those that do not know what those 2 specific modules are about, I will provide you a bit more detail about the Sparks in particular. So Sparks are lecture or workshop or site visit, really depends how those are structured along the year. This year are going to be run online, and we're going to have around 15 Spark more or less along the entire year. What we're going to ask the students is to attend at least 5 events. During those events, you will have a short first part of a presentation that are going to be followed by a workshop, and you will have the opportunity to discover what is happening around Europe, because each university delivering the CIL program are going to present at least and to organize at least one Spark along the year. About the complementary course, this is a module that is really university focused. So each university is going to deliver specific complementary courses for their students. The idea is to provide you the content and the ability to learn a bit more about climate change, but also about the systemic innovation. So we're going to have very different courses around this. In particular, at UPM, you will have two opportunities. One is to follow some specific courses delivered online by UPM in a MOOC system. And the second option is that we will provide as Climate-KIC online courses as well. Also for this dimension, if you have any question, please raise your hand, interrupt me, or type your questions in the chat. The third and last module is the experiential learning, which is composed by two main components. The first one is the Journey Summer Schools that I suppose that some of you already know, because I know that the Universidad Politécnica of Madrid already take part in the journey for, well, quite a long time right now, I will say. And the second part is the challenge-based project. The Journey Summer School, for those that are not aware about, it's a full-time summer school that is going to run from July until August this year. It used to be a 4-week summer school. In the next slide, I'm going to be a bit more in details with the date of this year's summer school. You will have the opportunity to meet all the students attending not only the Climate Innovation Leadership Program, but also the Master School Program during this summer school. And you will have to focus in particular on systemic change, and it's an opportunity for you to develop soft skills and to learn a bit more about how to make in practice actually what you've learned also during your courses. About the personal challenge-based project, this is, as for the complementary course, university-focused part of the program. So at your university, you will have the opportunity to develop or your personal project or to develop a challenge that is going to be provided to you by the university. The idea of this specific module of the program is to provide you a place to test something, to put in practice what you have learned. In particular, at the Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, you will probably have the possibility also to link your personal challenge-based project with a big challenge, which is called Deep Demonstration, which is another program project of Climate-KIC that the University Politécnica of Madrid is delivering with us. And this will be also for you an opportunity to connect a bit more with our community. In the nutshell, here you have like the workload, because I know that the students sometimes are a bit scared about, so what does it mean, all those different part of the program. So here you can see in just one slide what is the workload of the program itself. The first part, as I said, is focused on the personal development, and we have calculated that this will require more or less 6 hours per month, and this corresponds to 1 hour 30 of group coaching time and group coaching session, plus some times for you to reflect about your personal leadership skills, to do some homework that the coach is going to ask you to do, and to ask your coach to have a personal one-to-one calls if needed. About the Sparks, as I said to you, we're going to ask the students to attend 5 Sparks before the end of the year to validate the specific module and so to complete the CIL program. And you will have around 15 Spark along the entire year that you can select to attend or not attend. About the complementary course, I do not have a specific details overview, but I just can tell you for now that those courses are going to be run online. So it's going to be humorless to manage your time, and you will have the opportunity to select among the UPM and the Climate-KIC online courses. For the Journey Summer School, those are the specific date for this year. As you can see, the journey has been moved in a hybrid mode, I will say, that is composed of 4 main components this year. The first part is going to be run from the 12th until the 19th of July, and it's going to be an online module. The second part from the 26th of July until the 8th of August is going to be a residential module. So this means that if we will have the opportunity to travel around Europe, you will have, we're going to ask the students to move in a specific place to attend this first part of the journey. And if this is not going to be possible, we're going to provide you the possibility to attend the second part online as well. The third part, the third learning leg, it's a light touch that we're calling this because from the 9th of August until 6th of September, we're going to ask you to work within your group, and it's going to be up to you to manage the time. We have calculated more or less 2 hours per week online, but it really depends what are going to be like the focus of your project that you're going to develop during the Journey Summer School. And the last part is just a weekend that is called Community Summit, during which we're going to merge once again online the big community. And we're gonna provide you a lot of content. So the idea of this community summit is to have a big closure event of the Journey Summer School. And the last part is the personal challenge-based project. This as well, we don't have a specific workload present here because it really depends what is going to be your project about. If it's going to be for you just running your own startup, or if it's going to be linked to the deep demonstration project, as I said or if it's going to be something different. So it's really up to you to manage the time that you're going to spend within this specific project that you're going to agree anyway with your local coordinator at the UPM. So those are all the main information about the application process. Here are the dates. So as you have probably seen in our website, the applications are now open, and we're going to close those on the 7th of March. What you will have to do for the application is to reply to a few questions and to record a video where you are replying to other few questions, and to provide us your curriculum vitae in English and the proof for university registration at master level. For more details after this presentation, I'm going to show you how what you have to do specifically to apply, so we can have a sort of kind of test application together, so you can have a better overview of how the website works. Here you can also find our contact, which is Climate Innovation Leaderships at Climate-KIC.org, and you can find Miguel contact as well for questions related to UPM delivery for this project. I can close here, and I cannot see any question in the chat for now. So I know that there's a lot of content here, a lot of different things that has been said. So I'm pretty much sure that someone has at least one question. Yeah, here we go. If you have taken part in previous journey program, is it still possible to join the Climate Innovation program? Yes, it is possible. You can join the program. The only thing is that you will not take part on this year journey, since you already attend the journey. So thanks, Rene, for the question. Perfect. And please, if you're going to apply, put this information in your application, so we will know that you already attended. Well, we will know in any case because we have your we have the track of the journey participant, but at least we can remember to put something somewhere in the system as well. Okay.
Thank you, Silvia. I think it's really clear. If anyone has any question regarding what are the coaching sessions about, or what is the journey, because as Irene did one of these journeys, but they are kind of summer schools, really innovative, working with coaches, and also with a lot of teamwork. in which you develop a project. So that's really interesting. We usually host one of these. Maria Angeles and Esperanza, some of the attendees here are in the organization, and it's really a really thrilling experience.
So there's another question in the chat about how long the Journey Summer School take. I'm gonna put in the chat the date so you can have like a better overview. So just consider that we can consider like 3 weeks for the first part, a bit more than 3 weeks, from the 12th of July until the 8th of August. And please consider this first part as a mandatory and full-time part. So a few questions asked us, is it possible to have a job in parallel? Well, within the Journey Summer School, it's not possible. I don't know, probably Irene can also say something since she attended the Journey, and it's a really full-time program, and having other activities in parallel, it's quite complicated. On the other side, from the 9th of August until the 6th of September with the light touch part, you will have the possibility to have other things in parallel, because this is going to require you just 2 hours more or less per week and online, and it's going to be you with your team managing this time. So you can consider a big first part of 3 weeks, a bit more, and then for the rest, just the weekend of the community summit in particular.
Hi, if you want, I can talk a bit about.
Yeah,
like,
thanks, Irene. Thanks a lot.
I did the journey last year. Sadly, it was all online, but even though it was a full month, all time online screen, full screen, I mean, it didn't even matter because it was really, really interesting. I highly recommend it to anyone interested. It was one of the greatest experience I've ever taken part on. And I think it's worth it, and even more this time you have the chance to do the residential module. I think it's definitely worth it. And yeah, it's really well organized. You get to meet a lot of people and you learn lots of useful things. So for me, it was amazing, and I recommend you all to do it.
Thank you so much, Renee.
I have one question. Is the only part that is going to be physical the journey, so that the rest of the program is going to be online? Like
so
all of the sessions?
Yeah, so the personal development is going to be online, because you will have the opportunity to meet with the coach and with students around Europe. So this is online, this Spark as well. The complementary course as well. For the personal challenge-based project, I wouldn't consider this online, because the idea is that you're going to actually put really in practice something that you're going to learn, and and to develop a project. So if we're going to do this, like, for example, with a company or with other deep demos partner, I'm using the deep demos as an example just because I know that this is a project that can be one of the options for your specific personal challenge-based project. In this case, I wouldn't consider this as an online part. We are trying to move a lot of things online for 2 main reasons. One, because we all have seen what happened last year. And the second point is because last year we have moved fewer activities online, and we received a lot of positive feedback for from student perspective as well, because these allow us to strengthen the community at European level instead of just at local level.
Okay, great. And I'm also a previous journey participant, so I always, share this experience. And as Irene, I totally encourage you guys to apply, because even if it's online, it's beyond what you can imagine. Like, you think that maybe online you cannot engage with people, but it's just like a Zoom party all the time. It's a little bit intense though. I think this year's is going to be less intense, because you kind of put it like in 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks, but still it's like a lifetime experience, something that you would not expect. So totally recommend.
Thanks a lot, Paloma. Thank you so much. I can see that we have a few more questions in the chat. So what advantages do we have if we sign up for this program coming from UPM? Let's price. So at the end of the program, so at the end of the year, you will receive a EIT Climate-KIC certificate that is going to assess that you actually took part in the CIL program, and you will receive another certificate related to the journey in particular at the end of the journey. I don't know if I reply to this question, if or if Martin, do you have any other question more specific to that? Please add it in the chat in case. Celia's asked, as students of UPM, is there any spending to obtain the course of trip? So if you mean about what is the cost for all the program, the CIL program and the journey are free program for you. The only things that we're gonna ask the students to pay is to take care of the travel from the home location to the journey location. So for the residential module of the journey, consider that we're gonna ask the students to pay for their travel, but once you're going to arrive in the location, all the rest is gonna be covered by Climate-KIC fund, and we're going to provide you the accommodation as well. Okay, Maria Angels already replied. Thanks. Great.
I was also commenting that this year they have also take charge of their dining expenditures during the 2 weeks of the presential part of the journey. That is the only expense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Agustina, there's no transportation included at all from your home to the summer school.
And about these specific things about transportation, I think it's important to understand that actually from our perspective right now, as you can imagine, it's quite complicated to confirm you that it's going to be residential or not. The journey team is considering now this option, so the option to go residential or go online within the journey partners that do not correspond to the CIL partner. And about this specific question, someone asked if we already know where will be the residential part. So I'm aware that the journey location has been selected recently, but we didn't already put online like the list of partners that are going to take part in the journey for this year. So I do not have any specific information to provide to you, and you will receive more information about the location probably later in end of April, more or less, or something like this. Can we apply for the climate?
Yeah. I was going to mention that question too, because I don't know the answer.
So Carmen, can we apply for the climate ambition leadership and the journey program separately in case we are not selected for this program? No, it's not possible. For this year, the journey is not open outside, or at least it's not open for other participants. Only CIL students are going to take part in the journey. Okay, I think that we don't have any other questions for now. Okay, I have a question for you. You can type in the chat. You don't have to turn on the microphone. I would like to know from you all, from 1 to 5, whether 5 is yes, I'm going to apply, and 1 is not, I'm not interested in the program. How do you feel right now after the presentation? Just because in this way, we're going to have an overview of how many applications we will have to assess.
So maybe chat in the chat. You can just put the from 1 is low
1,
interest.
I'm not interested. Yeah.
Not likely, and 5.
Okay, there's a lot of 5. So I'm a bit scared just because we have to assess all those applications.
Please. We will make our best to get even, if it is possible, even over 15 places, if it is possible, but at least 15 will be assured. Ensured.
Yeah, I didn't provide you like an overview of what are the next steps. So I'm going to share again my screen. I'm going to show you how the applications work. And in the meanwhile, what I can say is that we are going to assess all the applications at the beginning of March, and you're going to receive a bit more information about like the outcomes of your application around well, after the 20th of March, more or less. And at the end of March, so end of March, beginning of April, we're going to have the kickoff meeting for the specific second round of a student application. I'm saying second round because I don't know if you're aware, we already have a first selection process with other universities. UPM wasn't involved on this, and we're going to kick off with the student that has already been selected this evening. So they're going to start a bit early program, but it's just because they already applied at the end of last year, and they're not going to start all the activities without having the big group on board. Before sharing the screen, I just want to check the 3 and 4. So in say 3, not because I don't find it easy, but because it's not 100% compatible, with my job. I understand that, it requires anyway a bit of time. So I can understand. And 4, bit worried for pandemic situation in summer though. Trip because of the pandemic situation. I'm just curious of those to reply. So do you mean that the pandemic situation is scaring you because if the summer school is going to be online, it's not something that it's interesting for you, or because you don't feel comfortable in the idea of traveling? It's just because in this way I can also provide like some feedback to the journey team and tell them, well, the students are not feeling comfortable in the idea of traveling around Europe during this summer. It can be, it's fair. Okay, I hope you are typing your answer in the chat, and I will share my screen once again. In the meanwhile, I feel that way traveling at this moment. Okay, I understand. Well, I have the same feeling, so I understand. Can you confirm that you can see my screen? You can see the CIL website, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So if it's fine for you, you can keep putting your questions in the chat. What I'm going to do now is to show you how and what do you have to do if you want to apply. I'm going to provide you the CIL website in the chat, so you can also go directly from there. And here there's the application page. And when you click on the application page, there's all the relevant information. In particular, before going to apply now, I highly suggest you to have before a look at this specific part. So the application is composed of 2 main components. The first one is a written application, and the second one is a video application. So for those that already attended the journey last year, so Paloma and Irene, you already know how the video application works. You have to record a video of yourself where you have to reply to 3 specific questions, and you have to upload the video in your application. When you click on download the PDF, you can see all the specific instruction. So here is explained to you what do you have to do to provide us the link of the video, so where you can upload like your video. And here there's 3 specific questions that you have to reply during this video. The first one is what knowledge will you bring to your peers? The second one is a bit tricky, but it's always nice to see what students reply. It's why should we not select you? And the third question is we ask you to discuss about a specific case study of CDX, and here you can have a look at what CDX is. There's a short description of the case study, and we ask you to provide 3 different initiatives that can help this city. Once you have record the video, you can go through the application part. So here there's the apply now button, and now we're going to apply together so you can see how it works. Let's do a test application. Okay, so this is the page. I encouraged you to save your progress by putting your email and the password. What I just want to explain you, because we have a few issues before, is that if you save your progress, but at the end you do not click submit, we will never receive your application. So be sure that at the end you are going to submit your application. The application is composed of 4 main parts. The first one is your information. So we ask you to provide all your information, like the name, surname, your phone number, date of birth, nationality, gender, and your residential address. The second component is composed by the university and course detail. So please select here Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, and also for the EELISA European University students, please select Universidad Politécnica de Madrid as well, even if you are enrolled at other universities. And we ask you as well to provide us your master course name, both in Norwegian language and in English, and all other relevant information about your university. This third part is the motivation and expectation. So this is the written application that I was talking about. You have in total 4 questions that need to be answered. The first one is mainly focused on your motivation to join the program. The second one is focused on both your involvement in the field of climate change, as well as your interest in the entrepreneurial and cross-disciplinary and leadership activities. The third question is about what is your vision. And also this one, it's probably not really clear, this question, so please let me know if you have any specific question about this. And the fourth one, it's not a mandatory question, but we're just asking you to provide us any relevant detail that you think that we have to consider, or something more about you that you would like to share with us. And the fourth and last part of the application is the video link. And here's where you have to add the link of the video that you have recorded. And here again, you can find how you have to provide us the video. Please be sure that the video is gonna be a 3 minutes video. If it's gonna be a 3 minutes and 30 seconds, the last 30 seconds are not gonna be watched from the assessor. So please be sure that you're gonna stay in the 3 minutes. Last part is just to the supporting document part. So we're asking you about the GDPR and all those things that need to be confirmed by you. And at the end, we ask you, as I said at the beginning, to provide us your proof of master registration and your CV. And that's all. Then you can say that you're not a robot and submit. Do you have any question about this part? Love to hear what do your expectations after second. Well, I'm not going to say anything about this for sure. So they're asking in the chat something more about the second question of the video. So about why we should not select you. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to share any specific things in this specific part, because I just want to see what is your creativity around that. And even because then we have to assess your answer, so I cannot give you the answer right now. And please be aware that there's no right or wrong answer on that. And also for all the other things, there's nothing that is wrong or right. Okay. If you don't have, well, I can stop sharing the screen for now. Okay, we have 10 more minutes, more or less. So we can just keep the floor open for any questions. You can type in the chat, or please really feel free to turn on the microphone if you prefer.
Yes, hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Ines.
I just wanted to ask, I'm sorry, my dog is barking. I apologize. I just wanted to ask, in the case that next year I will no longer be a student at UPM, would it still be possible for me to participate in this program, or?
When you say next year, you mean 2022, or you mean academic year?
Next academic year, yeah, sorry.
Okay, so if you're going to end the program, well, your master program, for example, in August or September or something similar, just be aware that the CIL program do not end in this during those months. So the program ends in December, and you will still have to attend the few activities. For example, you will still have the personal development path with the coaches. And if you didn't already end all your Sparks and the complementary course and the project, the challenge-based project, you will have to complete those modules as well by the end of the year. So I will say that it's a bit up to you if you manage to complete all the other modules before the end of your master program, but be aware that the personal development is not going to be possible for you to end it before, and you will have to close the last coaching session during the last part of the year.
Okay, okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, I don't know if Miguel or Maria Angeles, if you want to add something, if there's something that you would like to add in the meanwhile.
No, I think it's really clear, and for our students, this is really something completely new, because it involves this a mixture of journey summer school, but embedded in a one-year program with the personal development and the challenge-based project, personal project. So it's a completely new experience, and I really recommend it in case you have enough time. As Sylvia says, you have to realize that it's not very time consuming, except for the month in summer that is full time, but it will require your attention. And so it's a nice experience, and for us it's also a pleasure, because we get into this group of universities that have been working several years in the frame of master level, and we are convinced that there are nice UPM students that will contribute to this too. So in my opinion, it's a nice opportunity both for the students and also for us, for the university, to get involved in this experience too.
Thanks, Miguel.
Yes, I was saying in the same line as Miguel. I think this is a great opportunity for us as teachers to be involved in such an innovative experience, and of course for you as students, because of the big network that you are entering in through this program, because there are activities further on meant for alumni, and you will take part of those alumni. And I would like to ask if Esperanza Luque, who is in the meeting, wants to share a little bit of her view, because she's organizing a journey from Madrid since 2018, I think. So this is going to be the fourth journey, summer school. And she knows perfectly well the evolution of this summer school, and she can also share her view, if you want, a little bit. How is it looking for this year? Because I know that when we get to end an edition of the journey, we are so happy with the results, and we say, okay, next year is going to be easier. But next year is new, because it's so innovative, the program, that every year there is something new. So I don't know if you want to share with us which is the new part of this year.
Well, hello everybody, and thank you very much, Maria Angeles and Miguel and Silvia. And as Maria Angeles has said, this is something that every year it has something new. And once you know that you have all organized and all made, you have to create and to co-create and to make new things. But I think it's something that is a challenge for us. As Maria Angeles has said, we have been organizing the journey for the last 3 years. And again, we are going to organize during 2021. And the new thing for this year is that, well, as Silvia has explained, it has different phases, one online, the other 2 weeks it will be residential, face-to-face. And for us, for Spain, we are going to organize this part between the Universidad of Valencia. But as you may know, I think that Silvia maybe has explained before, Spanish students will go to another places. They are not going to be in Madrid, or we are not going to be dependent on Madrid. They will be assigned to another journey of the 10 different journeys that will be delivered this year. But well, this is something that is absolutely worthy. I encourage all of you to apply, because in the 3 previous versions that we had, I think that everybody that participated had a very good experiences, met a lot of very interesting people, very interesting experts. They are in this moment working together with their mates, and I think that you are able to create with all the speakers, with all the mates, a very nice network that it will change your vision of how to face the new challenges that we are ahead. And I encourage you, because it's something very special, and I think that it's a very good experience. I encourage you to apply, and don't worry that you will have time. It will be very worthy for all of you. Well, this is my
Thank you, Esperanza.
opinion.
Thank you.
And if I can add on that, well, I didn't say this at the beginning, but probably it's nice to share. I am an alumni from Climate-KIC. I participated in the journey in 2017, and this is how my Climate-KIC journey started. So I was a journey participant, and I was doing my master, as you all. And after the journey, I ended my master, and I first joined the Italian Climate-KIC team as assistant of the education manager for organizing the journey in 2018. And then I had the opportunity to apply for another role here in France. I'm now based in Paris, where I joined the French team. And starting from last year, I started to work particularly for the master's school, and now with the CIL program. So I encourage you to apply for the program, because sometimes it can really make the difference for you, not just the program, but just the experience, and you can really find like a follow-up of what you have done before. So yeah, it's just like my experience, but I thought it was nice to share this with you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Silvia.
Thank you, Silvia.
I don't see any other questions in the chat. So, well, if you don't have any other question, we are perfectly on time. Still have 3 minutes, but we can also close the call a bit before.
Yeah, I was saying it in the chat before, but we will share the presentation with you. Okay, even either directly, because we do have your email addresses, or also through the a post in the webpage of EELISA, so we can share it with all our new colleagues in the EELISA network.
Perfect, great.
Now it's time to think about the opportunity, and if you decide to apply, prepare the application, mostly the video and the CV. And if you have any other question, please let us know. Both the Spanish team, Maria Angeles, and other professors and researchers as Esperanza, Carmen Avilés, that are with us working on this, and even Silvia. Silvia, thank you very much, because I know that you are broadcasting this kind of presentations all through Europe. Maybe now you're going to jump to Slovakia or Thank you very much for your time, and
No worries at all.
also
Has been a pleasure.
vacation.
And thanks you for organizing this. And I hope to see all your applications coming, guys. And I hope to see you soon for the next steps.
Yes.
Thank you all. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye bye.
Okay.
Is everything okay with the